everyone, and welcome to another episode of Aligned Heart. This is Misty Springer, and I am thrilled to be back with all of you. I took a little break. I had spring break with my son and daughter and son-in-law, and it was glorious. It was just a great break, time to get away, and something that I love about the work that I do, that I get to have this full and beautiful life that encompasses everything that's important to me, time just unplugged and with my family, and time spent in love and service with all of you. I just spent a beautiful couple of days serving clients and being with clients, and it is just a gift to be in this process of transformation with incredible people. So that actually is what I'm going to be talking about today, is the transformative power of love. And that it's kind of it can be a difficult thing to wrap your mind around. I remember sharing in a conference once, love is the most powerful force in the universe. And there was a woman in the audience who looked really skeptical. She didn't quite believe what I was saying. And when I asked her what she was thinking and feeling about that statement, she said, I just don't know if I believe that love is powerful. It feels like love sometimes feels like I'm a doormat, and like I get walked over, and like I have to put my needs behind everyone else's, and I don't ever really get to have what I want. And I thought that that was a very fascinating take on love, and that sometimes we do feel like love feels passive. How can love be powerful? And so I want to highlight this with two different stories of challenges that two of my clients faced, that they had been working on for years and years and years and years. The first was one of my clients who had been struggling with her weight and on a diet cycle her entire life. You know, the going on a shred, or I'm going to start a program, I'm going to start a plan, and she would lose weight and she would be really motivated for a couple of weeks, and then she would fall back off and feel the shame and the guilt of not taking care of herself, and feeling the pounds come back on that she had just lost, and just feeling like she was in this never-ending battle with food and her body, and never quite feeling good enough in her skin, and always trying to lose a couple of pounds, always trying to feel strong. And mostly what she wanted was to just keep the promises that she made to herself. It wasn't necessarily about the numbers on a scale. She just wanted to feel like she had more power over the food than the food had over her, and that she had the self-discipline to be consistent with an exercise routine and take care of herself and put her needs first. She recognized that there was benefits in this, and yet she just couldn't seem to stick with any of the goals or the diet plans that she had put into place. And so we went on this journey together, and I suggested a different way, that the secret ingredient, if you will, that was missing was love. And the way that this looked was simply sitting with her desires, simply noticing and being present with her desire to eat, her desire to eat things that she knew didn't make her feel good, her desire to lay in bed instead of get up and exercise, that instead of judging it, instead of trying to shame her way into a new behavior, that she actually just be present with the desire not to exercise. That she felt that desire and felt the craving, that she acknowledged it with compassionate curiosity and acceptance, instead of trying to control it through shame or judgment. And what she found, she came back a week later, just 1 week later, and was completely blown away. Um, she said, when you suggested that, I did not think that that would work. I felt like if I turned my attention toward the craving or the desire not to exercise, I would actually it would make it worse. I would eat more. I would exercise less. I would just sit on the couch and eat bonbons if I just gave myself what I wanted. If I just paid attention to what the craving and the desire was in the moment. She said, but actually what happened was the complete opposite. I felt like I wanted to make better choices for my body. It didn't feel like willpower. It felt easy to eat in a way that fueled my body instead of reaching for things compulsively. I actually found myself exercising more, and it didn't feel like I was holding on by my fingernails, willpowering my way into the exercise. I actually showed up for myself, and it felt good. It felt easy. Okay, so that's scenario number one. Scenario number two, I had a client who struggled with overbuying. She had struggled with this for years and years and years and had tried everything to curb this compulsive buying. And so once again, when we moved into her body and worked with her body and heart, the wisdom that came through was to turn toward the urgency, to acknowledge the craving to buy, and to sit with it, to just be present with it. And once again, she said, I did not think that this was going to work. I thought that this was just, it was it was going to increase my buying, that I was going to that the urgency was going to be so great when I turned my attention toward it that I would just buy everything off the shelves. What she found was that she had more control. She bought less. She was more honest with her husband about what she was buying. She actually sat down and paid bills, which she said sounds simple, but I haven't done that in years. She was comfortable around money and didn't have to hide from it. And when I asked her what felt important or what she had learned from this process, she felt like it was acceptance that had made all the difference. That there was a level of just in being present with what she was experiencing, there was a level of acceptance that had never been there before. Now, I describe this to my clients often as becoming different without having to remember to be different. This process, in fact, she said it was so natural and normal. It just felt like her. It didn't feel like she was trying to put together a plan and stick with it. It just felt like she was showing up for herself in a way that felt natural and normal. This is what I mean by becoming different without having to remember to be different. This is what happens when you shift and change at the level of belief. This is not about changing behavior, although behavior change is a result of belief change. It's about changing at the source. It's about coming at it from a different perspective. Oftentimes, what we do is we try to we are like a diamond covered with dirt, and when we try to change or to make ourselves feel better or look better, we try to paint the diamond with glitter paint. We try to put tinfoil on to make the diamond look shinier because it's covered in dirt. What happens when we do that is our energy is being directed in the wrong place. All of our energy is going into choosing the glitter and finding a new glitter color and wrapping up the diamond in tinfoil. But when we put ourselves out there, it feels fake, it feels false, it feels like this isn't quite right. So what do? We go back and we think, well, I just need a different glitter color. I just need a different way to feel good about myself. This is what she had been trying to do for years with buying new things. Every time I go out and buy something new, I feel for a moment like, look at me, look at my shiny new thing. And yet it was just covering, it was just trying to paint over the dirt that was there. What we did instead was remove all the dirt to find the diamond underneath. And when that diamond was fully exposed and shining, there was no need to go out and buy new and bright and shiny things. She was able to find and be herself without that compulsive need. Now, how does this work? What is this? It is the power of love. When you can sit, when you can be present with yourself, when you can be present with the craving, when you can be present with the urgency to buy, when you can love and accept the part of you that feels like you don't want anybody to see it, when you can stop judging yourself and start loving yourself, you change. There is a transformation that happens at the core level. You begin to accept yourself just as you are. It is finding and accessing pure love. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. In the scriptures, it talks about the two great commandments. Love yourself, love God, and love your neighbor as yourself. I see that as three commandments. Love God, love your neighbor, and love your neighbor as you would yourself, which means you have to love yourself in a way that you would want to love your neighbor. When we can access that love, we're accessing the power of God. We're accessing the power of change. Love is the only way we make the changes we so desperately want to make for ourselves. When we access love through acceptance, accepting all parts of ourselves, the good, the bad, the ugly, when we can find that love for all of us, we start to transform because we're opening ourselves to the pure love of God, because we're opening ourselves to that transformative power that comes through God. Love changes us. Oftentimes we try to change ourselves through a false sense of control. We try to force the change. I'm just going to create a plan and stick to it. We try to judgment our way into control. Why can't I just do this better? We try to shame ourselves into control. Tomorrow I'll be better. Tomorrow I'll do it. We try to willpower our way through it. Like if I can just like hold on for 2 weeks, then I'll change, right? It's that force, that feeling of like I have to change or else. And that's what we have to take a look at. It's the or else what? Or else I'm not good enough, or else I have failed, or else I'm not that bright, shiny diamond. When we come from the place of, I know I am just, I can meet myself where I'm at, imperfections and all, that's when our energy doesn't need to go into the painting on of glitter nail polish. It doesn't need to go into putting on the tinfoil wrap. It can just be sitting with ourselves, loving ourselves, feeling our own love and acceptance, and in that process, open ourselves up to receive the love and acceptance from God, from the universe, from knowing that innately at our core, there is nothing else we need to do. We don't need to wrap or glitterize or put on any exterior false facade. We are simply a diamond. And when we tap into that truth, when we tap into that core understanding, then we can put our energy there. Then we can remove the dirt of doubt and fear and insecurity. And we can recognize the power that is within us that's always been there. This is what I want to help all of my clients see. This is what we do. This is the work that we do. Turn the volume up on the first voice, the truth of who you are, and turn down the volume on the second voice, all the noise, all the doubt, all the shame, all the insecurity. Because when you do that, when you turn up the volume on the first voice, when you feel the truth of who you are, when you do that through acceptance and love and letting go of judgment and looking at ourselves with compassionate curiosity, you access transformative power. You access the power of God to become who you are designed to be. So I'm going to take you into a practice, where it's this very simple practice of acceptance. It's teaching you how to be in acceptance of what you are experiencing. It feels very simple. And just like my two clients, it's going to feel like this is too simple. It needs to be harder than this. And yet it's powerful. Simple does not mean that it's easy. Simple simply means that it's available to use as a tool and that you can notice how powerful simple can be in your life. So I invite you into this next podcast. I'm going to be taking you through an experience that embodies acceptance and accepting and sitting with the emotions that are there. It's the exact same tool that I taught my two clients that helped them overcome their own battles with food and their body and binge buying. So anything that you want to change, it all begins with love. Love is the way. It's the only way. It's the most powerful force in the universe, and it helps to create lasting, long-term transformation. Thanks all for being here. I will see you in the next podcast, and we'll talk soon.